So we go now to yes, we go now to lesson 4 to help you distinguish nouns that are the same, but they are different in meaning. They are the same in spelling, and but they are different in meaning. You have a word like le critique, C-R-I-T-I-Q-U-E. It refers to a critic, somebody who criticizes stories, who criticizes identification of nouns by way of recognizing the article to use for particular nouns, whether lo or la. You should not be confused, because there are other nouns in French that end in the same way, spelled in the same way, but they are either lo or la. We took an example of le critique, spelled C-R-I-T-I-Q-U-E, which takes either lo or la. So it depends on what you want to say at a particular time. You either choose the lo or the la. If you want to refer to a critic, somebody who criticizes situations in society, who analyzes and criticizes books, we call that a critic, C-R-I-T-I-C. So in French, it's called le critique. Le critique. There you use lo. But if you want to talk about criticism, that is the action of the critic, which is criticism, you talk about la critique. The same spelling, C-R-I-T-I-Q-U-E. So you could say le critique fait la critique. Le critique fait la critique. The critic is carrying out the criticism. Or say le critique fait une critique. I don't know whether you get that. Le critique, that's the critic, carries out a criticism or is making a criticism. Le critique fait une critique. The same spelling, but depending on what you want to say, you either choose lo or you choose la in this context. You also have another example, le guide. Le guide, spelled G-U-I-D-E. You also have la guide. Le guide is a guide, somebody who guides you when you go on a tour. For those of you who've done some bit of tourism, somebody who takes you around, you call the person le guide. And then la guide, spelled in the same way, but with a different article now. La guide is the reins of a horse. That rope you hold on a horse to direct a horse on how to move. Or if you are riding a cart, that as you pull that rope you pull is what you call la guide. It is the noun is guide, G-U-I-D-E. G-U-I-D-E. But now, depending on the article you use, lo or la, or un or une, the sense will change. You also have livre, L-I-V-R-E. L-I-V-R-E. Live. When you say le livre, you are referring to a book. But when you say la livre, the same spelling, live, la livre, you are referring to the British pound sterling. You are referring to the money of the British, which is called the pound sterling. So these are instances where you shouldn't get confused. Like we were talking about the endings, how to identify nouns, whether masculine or feminine. But we have special cases like this where the nouns are written, the noun is written in the same way, but where the meaning changes only because of the article you use. So when you master all these, it makes your use of French very, very easy. And these examples are found in your book, and it will be good for you to go through these from time to time so as to acquaint yourself with these differences. You also have other examples like manche, spelled M-A-N-C-H-E. You can see when you say le manche, it is different from la manche. Le manche is the handle of maybe your pot or a stove. That handle, that handle you carry something with, you call it le manche. But when you say la manche, you can refer to the sleeve of your shirt. They say in French, retrousser la manche, to to raise your sleeves, to fold up your sleeves and walk. Okay, so you have le manche, which is a handle, and then you have la manche, which is the sleeve of your shirt. Then you have mode, M-O-D-E. You have le mode and la mode. Le mode is method, a method, something, the way you do something. Then la mode, when you hear some people talking about la mode, they're talking about fashion, how people dress, and how when they go on this fashion parade, they're talking about la mode. The spelling is the same, M-O-D-E. But because you've used lo or la, the message will change. You also have office, O-F-F-I-C-E, like office in English. Office in French, once you use there is neither lo or la, but depending on the sense you want to use, because since it begins with a vowel, you use L apostrophe. But in case you want to use un or une, you can say un office or une office. Un office could be a duty post or something, but une office would be a pantry where you keep things in your house, where you keep something like an inner room where you dry clothes and stuff like that. That could be une office in your house. You also have page, le page and la page. Page, like a page, P-A-G-E. When you say le page, you are referring to a page boy, a boy who serves as a servant in the home. But when you say la page, you are talking about the page of a book. So depending on the sense, the message you want to put across, you could either use lo or la for these words, these nouns that are spelled in the same way. You have other examples in your book. Go through them and they will guide you sufficiently. If you have your questions, you could put them online and then we'll see how we could respond to them appropriately. To this end, I wish you a very successful end of semester. I am Dr. Samson Fabian Zwanke.